covering the 2012 GOP convention here with CL Butch Otter, the governor of Idaho. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Governor, can I start with a question about the California Game and Fish Commissioner who comes to your state and kills a mountain lion and goes back to California, loses his job. It was one of the reasons he lost his job. He was in your state doing legal hunting, right, but he goes back to his state and loses his job. What do you think of that story?
Well, number one, you're exactly right. It was all legal. He had all the permits, had the license, had permission to be exactly where he was. And I thought it was very unfair. In fact, quite frankly, I think they violated his rights to travel, his rights to freedom to hunt, fish, to his Second Amendment rights. I thought it was very unfair, but there's a lot of times when public opinion rise up, a few folks get excited about stuff, and the next thing you know, somebody gets hurt by it, and this gentleman got hurt by it. It was very unfortunate. No,
absolutely. Tell me about hunting and the traditions of the Second Amendment in your state.
Well, it's a way of life. In Idaho, I have a lot of guns in my home, as I'm sure, and most everybody I know has more than one in their home. Most of them are hunting and fishing. We have shotguns for wildfowl and waterfowl. We have large rifles for hunting the big game, of course. But those guns have a multiple use. They also protect property, they protect lives, and they defend people when they need to be defended.
What have you done as governor to secure Second Amendment rights and make sure to keep the right to keep and bear arms stays that way?
Well, more importantly, it's what we haven't done. We haven't passed any laws against it. I would tell you that in Idaho, you won't see that kind of legislation generally come forward.
Okay. Fair enough. So we're here in Tampa, Florida. First of all, tell me what the difference in weather between Idaho and Florida. Are you just is it just way too humid for your taste?
Well, right. We're about the same temperatures. In fact, when I left Idaho, I think it was 92 degrees. Yeah. Only the humidity is 92 degrees here as well, right. Or 92%. Yeah. In Idaho, it's much lighter. That's like 14–15% most of the time. So it's a dry heat. But when I left Idaho, we had hundreds of thousands of acres of forest on fire and rangeland on fire. And we're probably putting more pollution in the air as a result of those forest fires than all the coal-fired plants in all the states around us. Right. The amount of mercury and the amount of carbon that's going into the air is not very helpful to the health, not only or to the habitat. Right. And so we've got some real problems tonight. It has been dry. I don't know that I'd want this much humidity, but if it were more humid, obviously in Idaho, we wouldn't have near the forest fires that we do.
Fair enough. So you're here to see and support the Romney-Ryan ticket. Why is the Romney-Ryan ticket good for America?
Well, good for America. I also believe they're good for the world. Our friends and our enemies need to know that we are a serious player in the securing our friends and in the world community, and our enemies know that we're prepared to do that. I don't think they know that now, and I thought Condoleezza Rice made a terrific point the other night when she said it's really very disruptive when our friends don't know where we stand. They need to know where we stand. But I really think the actions that I've seen, the speeches that I've heard, the meetings that I've been involved with at this convention is really an effort, obviously, to get the economy growing, to create more jobs, to find a friendly place for new capital that's looking for security and looking for predictability in this nation. And in doing all of those things, I really believe that we saved the Republic. I believe the Republic is as much at peril and its future rides on November 6th and exactly what we do there. I think 4 more years of this, we won't recognize the Republic. The Founding Fathers would not recognize the form of government that they gave us. But Ben Franklin warned us. He said, "Madam, we have given you a republic if you can save it, if you can keep it."
Fair enough. So you talk about the jobs and the economy being so important in this race right now. Relating that to the Second Amendment, I remember reading an article recently that Idaho, there's states like New York and Connecticut that are at risk of losing their gun manufacturing companies because of the burdensome laws, and you guys in Idaho say, bring your business to Idaho, please.
We've had several new weapons manufacturers and suppliers for certain materials to weapons that have moved into the state, and we invite those others that are looking around perhaps for a friendlier place to do business, a friendlier place to manufacture their products and distribute their products from, and that would be Idaho.
Even beyond gun-related companies, what is the business-friendly environment there in the state of Idaho?
Well, we found since we lowered taxes, income taxes, corporate taxes this last session of the legislature, that we've really had a tremendous increase in inquiry into the state. Because we said when we did reduce those taxes, however modest it was, that we intend to maintain that attitude. We intend to relieve the tax burden on the Idaho taxpayer to the extent that we have the resources to do it, while still taking care of and funding the proper roles of government. And we define the proper roles of government more like what government was intended to be. Do those things for citizens that they absolutely can't do for themselves. And in a time of an economic speed bump, they may need a little help for a couple of years, help them get back on their feet, help them get a new profession if that's the case, help them with workforce development. But, I think Idaho has one of the friendliest business environments because we don't come up with a bunch of brand new regulations each and every year. In fact, we've been cutting regulations. We've been cutting down the paperwork. I can remember in one of our tax commission's reports, there was something like 14 pages at one time in Idaho. Today there's 3 pages, and the various agencies share those except for the tax figures themselves. But the ownership of vehicles and things like that, we share those. So, you fill out much fewer forms, you have to deal with fewer bureaucrats, and those bureaucrats know that they're in the business of serving those customers, and those customers are the taxpayers.
Last question, Governor. I'd be remiss in asking you about the Idaho potato. What is the tradition and the history? Why is Idaho the potato capital of the world?
Well, number one is because of our cool nights and our warm days. Our sunlight efficiency throughout the day builds the quality, the solids in the potato. Obviously, with our reservoir system and our ability to put water on the land and the volcanic ash within most of the soils of the state of Idaho, we're very fortunate to have those natural ingredients to grow the best potato in the world. But we've got a good balance between the reducing sugars and the starches in the potato, which is why it always fries up in a beautiful golden color, or make a real fluffy baked potato.
Is there, like at the University of Idaho, is there are there scientists working on building a better potato at all times?
We have to have generational. I can tell you this, our university system in the state has really engaged in everything. That's one of the things that we are very proud of, is that they've engaged in the next generation of almost any product that we produce in the state. How to make a tree grow faster, how to make plants produce more, whether it's fruit trees or grapes. Our wine industry in the state of Idaho is just is huge.
I've never heard of Idaho wine, sir. I'm sorry to say.
Well, it is great wine, and it goes well with potatoes, and it goes well with beef, both of which we can serve the entire table. No, we really are very proud of all of our industries in the state, whether it's sugar beets or grains or malt barleys. We've got huge breweries now that grow a lot of malt barley in the state of Idaho. Budweiser and Coors, Modelo. Those are the ones that are probably the most popular. But we really are very proud of the quality of products that we've got and the quality that we maintain in a competitive world marketplace. And what keeps us competitive is our research capabilities at all our universities and higher education in the state.
Governor Otter, it's very cool to see how proud you are of your state, and it's an honor to talk to you, and thanks for your time on NRA News.
Well, thank you, and good luck to the NRA. You need any help, give us a call.
Done deal, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.